You know, I I do like this spot. It's pretty like it feels very like playful and like youthful. Aloha everybody. Welcome. My name is Silok. Welcome to another vlog slash talk. Kinda cool. A little bit of like a thing that I'm just doing. Uh, the subjects obviously are numerology, feeling stuck, and just uh, overall just a lot of different stuff. Um, but well, mainly those things. Um, Carpenter B. It's awesome. We came around. But hey, yeah, well, an eclipse. But mainly, I guess I wanted to just talk about I have been feeling like very down lately, but I've been trying to like. It's funny, just like stepping outside, just it really helped to just kind of just really immediately. I feel like a little bit like better. But yeah, I have been like feeling like really down, like a bit of like self doubt, just a little bit of just like what am I doing? Like it's a lot of like this that I've never really like felt like as intense as I do now. Usually I feel like very like I guess I've been up and down. Mostly, yeah, definitely been way more like kind of going through the motions of stuff, but I've kind of just reminded myself like these are just like feelings. They're not like my true emotions per se, you know. And I thought about it just like, hey, maybe I should just quit or something like that. It's something that I've been like working on to just not quit immediately. I mean, is this one thing about going through homelessness and everything is just like if you want to get out of it, you can't quit. You know, me and my partner, we definitely learned that like through this. There's been moments where I have been trying to not go down, dark paths and lose your mind a little bit. It's something that is like can affect like a lot of different things in your life, and especially trying to do content, art, anything like that. Like it's something that I'm just like for some reason I just don't. I have this that drive to not give up. It's like I've been doubting like almost like nearly almost everything. Like just me starting this channel, me still wanting to do art. Like I think it's just some of those things, and I finally was able to fix my schedule to like be able to like redo the schedule how I did before. I think also just the feeling stuck when you don't have a job, like having a job, like definitely can help. I've gone through like so many different jobs. Just it's crazy, but here I am, just like I'm still tired, like still tired, yeah, but I'm still keeping going, and it does tie into like what I was gonna get with numerology, but I think also just it's kind of crazy, like um, it it almost makes me feel like yeah I'm a bit crazy, and a lot of people will look at me crazy because it's just like oh you know you could just you could just stick to just having a job and not worry about trying to chase these things and stuff, but I just have like so much of like an imagination. Like I be seeing like vacant walls and stuff, and I just been like, yo, imagine I just like paint a mural of stuff like of things that I definitely wanna just paint the characters and the worlds that I can tell. That I just feel like I haven't unlocked my potential yet, and something that like that's something that I've been working on. Like in the past, I've always just started something, stopped, and then I probably never went back to it. But I always noticed the things that I enjoy the most I always end up stopping and starting and again. And I realized the gap between making art and everything has been close. Like I can say like I was just not trying to like beat myself up when it comes to that. Like the starting, and you just like um the starting and the stopping and stuff. I've been trying to like close the gap. Sorry, I just get distracted with just picking up like twigs and stuff. But yeah, the starting and the stopping and trying to, uh, make sure you do it. I've been like taking it serious because I just like making the schedule again, finding out my schedule where I just like 2 days on, 2 days off. Been trying to like learn to just do more of that. Um, and I've been enjoying it because I've been like, okay, I've been actually doing most of what I like. I've mostly been hanging on more of like keeping myself with the art thing, but when it comes to like or making art, like I consider this making art too, making the vlogs. Um, yeah, and it's just like okay, prioritizing the time to do certain things. Like tomorrow is gonna be a perfect day. Me and my partner, we're gonna be hanging out in Starbucks, and I feel it's perfect because I'll be able to actually like work on like a website, work on more art, you know, work on. And then it's cool that I give myself like 2 days because at least for like 2 days that I usually just like the first day would be like today, like yesterday I wanted to make like 4 videos and stuff, but it was like raining and storming, and yeah, I couldn't have stopped. I'm learning to get like more comfortable and not letting like little stuff stop me at all. So that's something. Um, but I'm confronted with the feeling of being stuck again, and what I'm doing now to get out of it is like I'm gonna try to do some different stuff. Now that I have this feeling of being stuck, I shouldn't have to like stay with it. I should do stuff to get myself out of it. So I realized like yeah, me doing art, me surrounding myself with more positive vibrational stuff. That stuff, stuff to like, when you start like watching more of the doomer stuff, it just doesn't help at all. Or, and that's why I'm like, and even hanging out with friends, I'm like, and even though I did hang out with some friends yesterday, well, one friend at least, um, we both went to hang out. I think I just like you overthinking like your situation, and then you keep thinking about your situation, like, and it's like you feel bad for like missing out on stuff, and I'm like, I do, like, I'm like, yeah, material stuff and money isn't all that everything of life is crapped up to be, but I just think of it as like a tool to assist you with certain things and get you to where you need to be. And it's good to just have, you know, I don't know when this whole like thing of when we're gonna switch over to, but you know, when there's like no money at all, like ever, like in some way the currency. I always hear like in the spiritual communities, it's gonna be love, and that's something I gotta practice. I know I'm not gonna be perfect, but I think that's my main important goal is to do things from love and from the heart, and that's what I'm working on, following the heart. End of the day, I still have like that love. I need to like show myself more love enough to get to a point where I'm able to start knowing like no matter what, even if the physical circumstances don't seem like the best, I know that I'm gonna get to that point, even if it takes me a while. So this is like a promise, and this is also one of the reasons why I make these videos too. Is not only just to help me, but for anybody who's going through any like similar situations too. Even if you're not homeless at all, like it's just to know that you're gonna be fine with like like going through the hard parts. It may seem rough, but at the end of the tunnel, like it ends up being like the best thing ever. And that's something I, thinking less up here, like only thinking for like obviously good logical reasons, but not overthinking and making it a bad thing and following more up here in the heart. Like that's and my gut too. Like that's like really important. Um, Now on the subject of the eclipse, I don't know about y'all, but ever since the eclipse, I've definitely felt like the energy has been like very, very different. Everything just feels like it's crazy. I may sound crazy, but I don't care. This is how I'm feeling. This is like my expressiveness to it. But it's just like it just feels like it do feel like everything feel a little more faker than real. Like everything just feels just and I just get this. I just came to my mind. It's just like, well, of course everything is fake because the energy now requires people to be like on a different thing now. Like it just feels like everything like energy feels like it's more important now for a place for you to cultivate now more so than it did before. Like before, yeah, obviously it did, but we always got by with um we always kind of got by with like making a place and then you know people could just put up anything and people will come to it because oh this is reliable and this is what works and this is what this is what doesn't work, but now it just feels like it, it I'm getting it now. I'm like okay, it's the individual and the other people that come together to make the thing like popping. It's no longer now we need like it doesn't matter what people make or build. If the energy and you need like a certain amount of people for stuff to work because even if you try to ignore that stuff, I'm getting like it's not gonna work. And you can call it love, but it's just you need that energy to make it great because everything is just not gonna work. Like before it feels like everything seemed to work and you could have so many different people, it didn't matter because you could put like so many walls, so many signs, so many illusions that this is what you need to do and it worked. But now it doesn't work no more. Like it feels like now you need like that real person, that or people. And I think that's something that I'm definitely like paying attention to now. And I feel like I'm more sensitive now with certain energy stuff now. Um, because it's like I've been feeling like everything's just been kind of like a fog or a haze. I was telling I was telling my partner that it feels like that scene from X-Men Days of Future Past where they were trying to obviously going back to the past and everything, all the chaoticness, all the sentinels and everything was trying to like kill everybody and right before one of them killed Rogue and Professor X and and Wolverine, everything just kind of came back to center, and it kind of just like reset almost. It kind of we like kind of I said the we kind of just have like a reset basically. And my words have been tripping too, like for a while. Like language, it feels like everything doesn't like make sense no more. I think we're still in Mercury retrograde for Aries, but it feels like a light one, which I'm kind of glad. Like it doesn't feel as like I felt like there's only maybe like one or two Mercury retrogrades where I actually felt it, and it actually felt very more impactful. Definitely the one on Christmas of 2023. Like I could just physically see everything kind of just crazily happening. But I've also just been like more sensitive to everything now. So that's the thing. That's my observation. Um, I don't know that. I know like I know a lot of people have been saying that the sun has been acting like it's been like a little like weird. which I could kind of see. Like it's been white. It's been more windy. It's been cool. It hasn't been as sunny. And on one hand, I'm like, well, if I'm like, oh, on one hand, yeah, you could say the sun has been replaced. On one hand, I'm like, well, it's still like spring ish. It's still not entirely fully um, summer yet, so there is that thing where it's gonna get hot. I don't know if I'm gonna be concerned if it looks white, like the sun is white and it's still like it's June. I'm used to the sun being, I guess, like yellow, so there's that. Uh, Definitely still been feeling like the aftershocks of stuff because I'm in New Jersey, so I did definitely feel the earthquake, and I think it's like kind of interesting, like just feeling the aftershocks and then feeling the mini ones, still feeling like the ground moving sometimes. I've definitely been more sensitive to the ground. Definitely been sensitive to more like earthquakes and everything moving. Like I can feel it in my body, and that's something like that's like I feel like that's like really cool. I've been like seeing like I gotta definitely. I've been getting into the gotta look into like learning how to clear chakras and learning how to be a little bit more attentive with stuff. I think I'm also been learning like meditation doesn't always have to be closing your eyes and sitting in cross-legged. It can be, but I realize like my meditation is also just mindlessly drawing. If I don't draw like from intention to just, and also it's music, and I like draw. I like doing both. I like doing music and drawing. Um, Sometimes I don't always do feel like doing yoga, so that's why I've been trying to do like uh, 2 days of drawing and everything, and 2 days of yoga and meditation. But I could always adjust it and kind of see like what suits me better. Um, it's funny because I could have swore like I know that's a blue jay, but I could have swore I heard a mockingjay in the morning. I heard the whistling and stuff, and I was like, wow, I never really hear them. I know I got for me I got the awareness of it because of the movies, obviously. Um, but to hear it was actually quite beautiful. Like it felt like just like a once in a while. Like you never really like I never really encounter them as much. I don't know. I gotta like look up what they look like. I might have probably looked them know what they look like already and probably seen them a lot, but just to hear it, it just felt like really beautiful in the morning. Um, Also, this one day I just decided to just put like a pine cone in front of our thingy, our like our temporary home, and it was like I was like, what's the spiritual significance? Because sometimes I do certain things, and I never really think that they're just trying to get the lighting. It's still a little gloomy. Sometimes I do things that I'm like, what's the spiritual significance of this? Because sometimes I'm just like, you know what, there has to be a spiritual significance of it, or I just like make my own like whatever. But I was like, oh no, a pine cone is just like correlated to the pineal gland, enlightenment, like some sense of spiritual growth. So that's cool. Intuitively, I just was like, fuck it, let me put this in there. There's something about this. This feels like a good omen to do certain things, and sometimes I just good to not question it. But I sometimes like to see look up what it really means. I know there might be a point in time where I might not need to look it up. You might just have to just obviously the answers are within inside you, and that I definitely gotta I'll get to. But the spiritual journey and everything is just like a long journey. It's never supposed to be one and done for like a week or two. Um, I'll go to the next subject I was gonna get to because it felt really good to just talk about the feeling stuck in the eclipse thing. Um, I forgot what my third one was. Oh yeah, now I remember. There we go. Hey, numerology. And I put 789 in the thumbnail for a reason. Um, it is because like it's more dictated towards like obviously 8 is the universal year that we're going through. So thinking Year of the Dragon, thinking karma, thinking gains, but losses in terms of karma too, and just kind of just overstepping things. I'm not gonna be. I've been like on a. I've been like a little bit of a good boy, obviously. Like, it's a little bit, but been like kind of like taking it easy too. I think also just because like I don't have the energy to do extra stuff because um, I have my personal 7 year. I was in my personal 6 year last year, and it's kind of funny because it's like when I look stuff about personal 7, it feels more like I kind of prematurely got kind of kick-started with it because through 6 being like not only going through homelessness, not being able to get a job, and then just being more spiritually um, just more spiritually inclined. It's kind of interesting. But now I'm just like with 7, like I just feel like just relaxing. Like if I was just to like really hone in to feel like what I personally should do, or if anybody's going through personal year 7 or personal any personal year, just sit with yourself and kind of just ask yourself like whatever comes up is kind of like closer to like what you definitely need to do, because it's like no matter how much you could look up your personal year or your life path in some way, shape, or form, we're all going to experience things differently. We're all going to go through stuff differently. I know, I guess the stereotypical thing for, at least for what I remember from personal year 7, was, difficulty getting, you know, income and a job. I kind of hated it hearing about that because I was like, I kind of don't want to like go through this being home. I feel like for some reason, like I just had the thing where I just being homeless, and the timer was 2:22. That's cool. But being homeless and just year 7, I just feel like it's kind of shitty. Like, I mean, I kind of didn't ask for it, but it's just like, because it's like, especially if the stereotype of like the numerology is supposed to be true, it's like, damn, I won't be able to get a job until afterwards. But in the beginning of before I was kind of going into 7, I was kind of like that. I was bummed out, but now I'm just like, I'm kind of just like, just let your year right, just let your year fold upon it, unfold. And that goes for anybody going through any year. Just let your year fold, just unfold. You could research it and look up things and kind of go. You could kind of see what you're in for. I would say like it's good at least like I like um at least looking into it with other people like Radiant Reality. He's a really good astrologer, numerologist, tarot card reader who goes into personal year and just the numerology in general. And I really think that it's good to like whatever like your favorite astrologist or anything is, you can look that up too, and you could even message them or just like watch the videos, take notes. Um, I kind of remember I saved some videos of numerology and stuff and astrology for notes as well. I definitely was diving more deep into. I still am more deep into like astrology too, like kind of seeing certain things and like learning new things that you just never really like paid attention to or knew, or like I'm like, wow, I'm learning everything new stuff every day. Um, but yeah, personal year 7 so far, it's been slow, but I've definitely been going through way more spiritual stuff too, which is why like it's a good year for like spiritual work. Um, I was a little like afraid to just like I was like, oh, it's like yeah, you can also be a little aloof and try not to be too lazy, which is why I'm like, I definitely do want to still continue to do work. I can only do so much, so it's like I don't want to stress myself out. on trying to do it, but I kind of just like am kind of in a flow. But anything that I want to learn, anything like spiritually that I want to like get into, I'm hopping on it and just learning it. Like right, like this time I'm into like clearing my chakras and realizing I'm like kind of like I think it was just like a video like someone made. I was like, oh, like your chakras lead to certain things or her habits can correlate to the seven deadly sins. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So I'm like, let me try to look for some things to help me clear my chakras and try to do more chakra work as well. Um, I'm like very much a stickler. Is starting to come with like eating eating well. However, unfortunately, I know I can't exactly have like the best diet when I'm homeless because they don't really always make you like do the diet thing. You kind of just like you getting the can of meat and you're getting the you know I try to sneak a little fruit here and there where I can, for the most part. Yeah. And then I just put the 9 for obviously my life path. Being the humanitarian and stuff. But I've been a little bit of rebel with 9 because I've been like, well, I also been kind of going with the astrology thing where kind of Leo North noding this stuff where I'm kind of just like kind of wanted to learn to be the center of attention and kind of like all that, but also doing the Pisces uh, fortune fortune in Pisces where I kind of just like I can gain my notoriety and everything. Notoriety and everything like with spirituality and but it's like it could be anything. Like that's why I do like doing messages with art, and I just feel like more close and more more connected to putting spiritual messages in my art and allowing people to feel something and be healed and feel like happy and healthy and I was like, I'm a healer. I was like, oh, I'm a healer, and I'm like, it correlated when I had, well, especially after the last Mercury retrograde. I'm like, oh, I'm a healer. I heal people through various different things. Um, I know I don't need like the best equipment to. I've been doing the best I can with just my phone. I've been wanting to get a tablet, but it hasn't happened yet. And I think I've just been kind of listening. Like every time I'm close to getting it, I don't get it, and I was a little upset like a couple times. But I was like, you know what? It'll come to me when I need it the most. So clearly, it's not the time for me to have it yet. I've been doing the best with what I have right now, and I just keep doing my best. That's all I can do. So thank you everybody for who made it this far in the video. I know it's a little bit longer than I usually make, but I just get really passionate about what I do, and just I was very much down and felt like giving up, but I'm on this journey now, and I've started this YouTube, and I'm like, fuck it, let's go. Uh, so anyway, just take care of you guys. Take care of yourselves. And do the best you can, and don't feel like you're alone. If you ever need to just talk, you can like follow me on TikTok. I'll probably follow you back. Like, no, yeah, I'll definitely follow you back. Probably. I'll definitely follow you back. Just like explain, like, oh, yeah, I'm from your channel, or you can discuss stuff in the comments and everything. Yeah, see you guys in the next beautiful, fantastic video.